My goodness, there you go. Is this better? Let me know in the comments. Thank you so much. Just let me know in the comments if you can hear the volume now. Okay, perfect. Perfect. My microphone wasn't on. So let's start this again. Welcome, everybody. If you've never been to my lives before, we do this every Sunday night. We come out and we hang out and we just keep each other company. We have different topics, whatever the conversation is. We keep it light. What we want to do is just to kind of alleviate some of that stress of the week. And we just like to come in. We have an amazing crew here with great big hearts, and we all seem to get along so well here. And I was just saying, Mary Kay, that you have to start competing with the guys because you've been getting in here pretty darn close to those two, right? I'm talking about Owen and Andrew, my top moderators here on my channel. But Mary Kay, the past few weeks has been coming in pretty tight. So I think you should actually give it a shot and see if you can out jump into this live show on Sunday night before they do. And how about let's see here. We're gonna do this. You're gonna get a notification there, Mary Kay, but you're gonna see what I've just done there. And yeah, sorry, I just have to answer just real quick. Um, Sorry. It's had so many messages going on. Before I was communicating with this lady, and she knew I was doing an interview or a live show. And there we go. Now I'm going to turn my notifications off. I'm so sorry about this. This live show isn't starting off to a good start, but like I said, it's a good thing I have such great moderators on my channel here that they can pretty much hold up the ship if I get trailed off or I get distracted. Lots of times I just go into such a flow and I start yapping away and I just get lost in track, and I actually have to go backtracking into some of those comments because I'll jump in and I'll see somebody's had an event and then I have to go backwards to try and catch up and figure out what everybody's up to. But before we get too far ahead here, let's just go up a little bit and see what everybody is up to. You were taking care of the goodies behind me. Oh, I was doing some listing today and I was using that as a white backdrop. This is actually my reader board, Mary Kay, and I don't know if you follow me on Instagram, but I do a live show every single morning on Instagram, and I do it on mindset and mindfulness. It's a little bit heavier topics. Sometimes I can get pretty heavy as I take in the lessons, as I move forward, as I have better understandings of things, right? And I'm just sharing my journey on that channel on Instagram, and I've been sharing that journey just as long as I've been on YouTube. But when I can't get out onto the road, well, I commit to my Sunday night live shows here on YouTube, but also I commit to going live every single day on Instagram. So this reader board here is I know it sounds strange. It's like teacher, right? And I don't even feel comfortable using it. And I don't even feel comfortable yet using the whiteboard either when I do these things. But yeah, I started using it a little bit, and it does help me out quite a bit. I know before I went on my trip to Thunder Bay, I was using the whiteboard as a bit of an itinerary because there were some lessons I wanted to give out, some of the lessons and accomplishments that I I had taken care of over the course of last year, and I wanted to document them and share them, hoping that somebody else was having struggles and those same things that I was struggling in that they might find solutions in where I found solutions, or more often than not, find solutions in where I made the mistakes so that they didn't have to make those mistakes. Yeah, well, I can imagine, Mary Kay. I can absolutely imagine that yeah, you don't want to take a lot on. I do a lot of it, and even I have to pull myself away. I find myself that I can easily, especially if I'm tired or I don't have the energy to really do anything, that it's so easy to scroll through content, right? And I could easily see how the kids could get hooked onto their phones really bad. For the most part, I'm really good. When I get home from work, I normally don't go on my phone at all. It actually stays in my purse pretty much until it's time to go to bed, right? But during the morning, I can get into content, and there are some thought leaders out there, and there's some, people that I like to follow their content out there too, right? So I do watch quite a bit of content, so I know how easy it is to get hooked on it. But yeah, it's not a good thing. You should only keep enough into your system so that you can get updated on the necessities, the emergencies, the updates, right? Like when it comes to like news and right with these past couple of years that we've gone through, to be able to have access to information and resources, right? Because I'm sure everybody, especially on my I'm sure we all struggled over the course of the past couple of years. It was a doozy, that was for sure. Oh my goodness, you have a horse corral, Mary Kay? Do you have horses too? I'm going to assume that you have horses. And you know what? I bet you that's a great way to de-stress too. I bet you 100% it's a great way to distress. Hi, Melvin. Melvin just got in here. Well, I don't know about that. I do, but I follow things that are just really close, the things that might affect my surroundings, right? You know, I don't delve a great deal into the head broadcast. Lots of times world events will happen and I won't find out about it for a day or two afterwards, right? Oh, and Nancy's popped in. Nancy's popped in. Sorry, I'm getting notifications right and left. I was doing some posting, right? Yeah, I was just doing some posting of things. So I knew my notifications were going to be going off a little bit, but this one lady that I had been communicating with, so I've turned the sound off at the very least here, and I can turn the sound off on my computer there, so we can just have it nice and quiet now for the rest of our lives. Let's have a sip and we can just start all over. Melvin, how's your week been going? Nancy, how's your week been going? How's everybody's week been going? I tell you, I had a very strange, emotionally strange week for me, but I feel a little bit better now and feel like I'm coming back onto the main track again. I don't know what that was, but it was strange, right? And it only lasted for the day, so it's not something that I don't think I have to worry about or anything, but paying attention, right, to my emotions, not to let things get so heavy on me, right? Yeah. Schmeckback. Yeah, I'm not even going to do that because that would be disrespectful because I know I'm getting it totally wrong, Melvin, 100%. I know you told us before the nationality of that. Is that Norwegian? It sounds a little Norwegian to me. Maybe no, it's not. It's not Ukrainian, but it does sound very Nordic to me. I'd be interested into knowing that. Oh, good job, Nancy. You did the work yourself to get that back on track? Oh, that must have been just heartbreaking. I know you were really stressed out about that too. So, did they do a lot? Did those dogs do a lot of damage, or it was more of a mess than anything else that you just had to put back together? I'd be interested to know that too, Nancy. Oh, today I was all over the place today. I got lots done though. I got lots of stuff done and I just finished sweeping and washing my floors, changed the cat litter. I just have to get my laundry together. And yeah, so all I have to do now is do my laundry. So that was my day today. Oh, and of course I did my live show. And you guys, I did something. I went and I actually downloaded my live show today. I did a topic today on resilience. I thought you guys might find it interesting. Number one, to see what I'm actually doing on my other platforms. And number two, resilience is a very important topic, especially again, like the last 2 years that we have. And especially, Mary Kay, I bet you Mary Kay knows all about resilience with her job. And Andrew, resilience with taking care of his brother and his job and then going through what he went through in the past year and to be able to just keep moving forward and with a smile on your face, right? And then Owen, again, resilience of, he's taking care of his mom and he's holding up to his responsibilities and stuff. And, his own emotional well-being, I'm sure, is taking a little bit of a beating, but that's what we do, right? It makes us stronger. It makes us stronger when we can know that we can hold up to these things that come at us in life and that we can find solutions. I was talking a little bit about adapt and conquer, how we have a lot of choices in our lives to fill up the gaps, right? But we don't have all the choices. Lots of things happen in our lives that we have no control over. And I don't know what you guys think about this idea, but I truly believe something or someone, right? I'm trying to be non denominational, right? But something out there really wants us to move forward. And I try to feel my way. I try to feel my way along, right, in this journey. And I think it's important for me to share it, right? I don't know why, but I'm drawn to do it and I love doing it. And I wouldn't be here with you guys right now, right? I wouldn't be here with you guys right now if it wasn't for all of you, right? If it wasn't for all of you. So, in that also, it helps me to build that resilience, because it cushions a lot of that struggle, right? That each and every single one of us has, and that we can just come in and just relax and just be with people that kind of feel the same way as we are. But at the same time, each and every one of us is so different, right? So different. But I learn off of each and every one of you. And I just love coming here on Sunday nights and, even my explore videos. And I just love working on the platforms. I don't know how it happened. I just kind of fell into it and grew into it, right? Hello, dear. Wow. Now there's somebody I haven't seen for a long time. But yeah, Mary Kay, you didn't even notice that I gave you the wrench there? Did you notice that I gave you the wrench there? That I just made you a moderator? I don't know. You probably didn't even notice because pretty much everybody has got a is a moderator because I love all you guys, right? You contribute so much to the conversation, right? Yeah, and yeah, and you guys yap so much more even than I do. But I'm really happy to hear, Nancy, that you got your train set all set up again. I hope it is up and better than it was. Oh, you did have some help, right? Oh, good. Volunteers, like volunteers who actually work with trains and train models and stuff, they heard of your plight and joined in to offers to help. Oh, that would be absolutely amazing, right? Kindness is matter 100%. This world would be so much better if we all practiced a little bit of kindness, right? I know myself, so many people have passed on their kindnesses to me. And again, I'm going to have to say that I wouldn't be sitting here right now if it wasn't for the kindnesses that have come into my life. Let me just turn. I have this oh, that's too dark. Here, now I gotta turn this. Now I have to turn this one on. There we go. I'll turn that one on. Yeah, but I wouldn't be sitting here right now if it wasn't for all the kindnesses that have come into my life. 100%. And I'm super grateful for every single one of those kindnesses and every single one of you. Like so many of you here personally have done me many kindnesses, and I'm not going to go into detail or anything, but you guys know, right? Yeah, we're all in this together. And I would hope that, 5 years, 10 years down the road, that, well, I hope that I can't keep up with the comments, but maybe with all you guys having the wrenches, that maybe I could just pay attention to the wrenches when they pop up in the comments. And then that's how I can keep up with you. But as we move forward, right, and as we get to know each other and everything, right, then like, because I do emails with a lot of you guys, right? Just contact me. You can send me your email through my Instagram. You can DM me and leave me your address, or you can leave it in the comments, and I can contact you. And if I have your email, I've got Christmas cards. I got to do Christmas cards. I haven't even gotten to that point yet. Oh my goodness, you guys. We're heading into December already, and Cindy hasn't even got the Christmas cards ready yet. Yeah, for those of you who've got your addresses in, so you want to get your addresses to me 100%. And if you put them in the comments, I can quickly write them down, but hide them from everybody. That like just enter it and then just hide it. So I'm the only one who sees it, or maybe Andrew will pick it up. Or Owen will pick it up and just hide it so that I can just see the address, and I'll just write it down. Because once I have the address, once we communicate once, right, through our emails, then we're good, right? But yeah, I'm good. That's a good thing that I got reminded of that. My Christmas cards. Yeah. I still have all those little cutouts from when I was urban exploration. I was doing I was doing bushcraft videos. And if you haven't seen those videos, I have a playlist called Surviving Cindy, where I did a whole year of bushcraft videos. And it was lots of fun. It really was lots of fun. I wasn't very good at it, but it was lots of fun. Oh my goodness. I can't even imagine how much fun it was. And again, it's just stumbling along and working my brand and sharing my journey and having fun, right? Sharing what I knew best, sharing my experience, right? Yeah, you got to go back to some of those old videos. Just go into my playlist, go to the main page and then see my playlist, and you'll see that series, Surviving Cindy. I might even go back and watch some of those videos. Yeah, I don't even know what that fort looks like. I haven't been out to that fort in over 2 years. It's probably all grown over right now. You're a moderator now, Kay. Mary Kay. You're a moderator now, right? It makes it easy for me to see you when you're making your comments, right? And because you contribute so much to the conversation, right? That way, if somebody comes in and has never joined us on a Sunday night and joined in on the conversations, right? Because sometimes it takes a while. Sometimes, right? Sometimes it takes a year. Sometimes it takes a couple of years. Sometimes you're never ever able to come into the comments and have conversations or join into the conversations, right? We don't push it here, right? We don't push it here, but at the same time, you guys are so beautiful and so friendly, and you're always so contributing in the conversations. I know if somebody popped in and said hi, that you wouldn't leave them out. You would pull them into the fold. And even if Cindy is rambling off like a mad woman and has lost topic or lost her place in the comments and lost the conversation of what's going on, right? Then I know that you guys at least are taking care of everybody. It's not a commitment, dear. Yeah, you could just carry on the way you're doing. It just makes it easy for me, right? Because your name is all blue now, that I can make sure that I don't miss your conversation. And look at, I don't know why Nancy doesn't have one. Nancy's been with me for years and years and years. Maybe it's because her call name is so long, right? I thought she had her moderator wrench. I thought she had, but maybe because when she changed her YouTube channel over, oh, that's probably what happened, that she lost the wrench because now she's using a different channel. But yeah, whenever she pops in, if she pops in, right, it just makes it easy for me to recognize that she's here when she says hi. I don't like to miss people if at all possible, especially everybody who's been with me for years. And I know there are people who have been with me for years, and like I said, have just not come into the comments. It's just not their thing, right? Or they're shy and it takes some time to come in. And again, I saw William come in. Oh, no, thank you, Mary Kay. I didn't want to give you any kind of responsibility because it certainly isn't a responsibility. It's just, I don't want to miss your comments, right? And you're an important part of this Sunday night family. And I think it's amazing that you offer up your time, right? Because that attention that you're giving to us and hanging out with us on Sunday nights, you could apply that anywheres in your life. And we know, working in an emergency room, how hard you work, how stressful your job is, right? That when you come home, you want to put your feet up and you want to relax and you want to do the things you enjoy doing, even if it's tearing down barns, horse barns. Yeah. But yeah, you're a part of this family, dear. And yeah, I just want to make sure that I don't miss out on the comments. Oh, well, yeah, so we can recognize it. But I had your name down packed. It took me a couple of weeks, dear, to get your name down packed. But I kept watching Andrew and Owen in the conversations with you, right? So I was able to get repetitiveness in their conversations with you, that I got to know your name. And then as soon as I got to know your name, you changed your name and your thumbnail. And I thought it was a beautiful thumbnail that you put up. Definitely. I thought it was a very beautiful thumbnail that you put up. But yeah, this is much better, Mary Kay. It's much more personal, especially if you are. I know you don't like to spend time in social media, but when you are in and you do meet people, and it's always nice when you can be recognized, right? When you come in and somebody can just right away, Andrew and Owen, they knew your name, but lots of different people come in different weeks. And even though for the most part, people here have, Oh, I got this picture here. Okay, Nancy sent me a picture. I don't know if it's okay. Just say, Nancy, if it's okay that if I could send the picture. She's usually okay with that. Boo boo boo. Just gonna close this here. I'm gonna open this one up, and we're going to see if I can expand that. See if I can get it. Ooh. Oh, it does. It's too shiny. There's too much light refraction here. See if I can turn it around this way. Is it any better? There we go. I'm not doing a very good job. It's just too much light glare on that one. But let's go into, oh, she's sending me all kinds of pictures, you guys. Maybe if I pull back. No, it's not working, Nancy. I can't share it. It's just too dark. Yeah, it's just too dark, but beautiful. It looks even better. Oh my goodness, I love the backdrop, Nancy. Is that a new backdrop that you have on that train set? Oh my goodness, she's got like a landscape of the Colorado mountains and the big blue sky. It's absolutely beautiful, right? It's really, really nice. Oh, my brightness. Okay, Nancy, let's try that again. Brightness, brightness. You're so smart sometimes. Okay. Whoopsie. We'll do that. Okay, got it. And then we're going to come here. And then we're going to do that. Oh, Nancy, you're so smart. So this is her train setup. Look how big it is. See, and that's like a drape on her wall with the mountains and everything. Yeah, that's absolutely amazing, Nancy. And then this is the other one. A little bit of glare here. Just move it over just a little bit. Yeah, a lot of work. Oh boy. Did you say that's a new I don't remember that backdrop, Nancy, on the other one. I don't remember. Maybe I wasn't looking at it. No, I would have noticed the mountains 100%. I would have noticed the mountains. But absolutely beautiful. What's going on with William, you guys? Okay, let me just come back here because William usually emails me and stuff, messages me. Oh, too. Isn't it close to also to an anniversary, a birthday anniversary? I saw you do a post too, William, of your friend's birthday. So I thought maybe you might have been sad because of that, Andrew or William. Aw, that's nice of you, Mary Kay. Look at that. She's already cheerleading for my channel. But that is true, you guys. If you do hit that like button, then YouTube will say, oh, Sydney's content is pretty decent. And then what happens is every Sunday, maybe for our lives, and always leave the chat replay on too. So because we know, like, Sharon comes in afterwards, Nancy sometimes comes in afterwards. Same with Dave, right? Moon Cow, he comes in afterwards, and Robert, if he's not able to come in. Angry Birds, are you here with us tonight? How come you're not talking, dear? I know you're here. Say hi to me, dear. Say hi to me. I know you're out there and you're watching. So if you could just say, oh, Moo Cow, we were just talking about you. See? But I was saying, like, Dave sometimes comes in afterwards and watches the lives afterwards, right? So I always leave these up. I may delete them at some point once we're back on the road, right? My pension starts this month, you guys. When you turn 60 years old in Canada, you get your Canada pension plan. And I think I'm going to get an extra, well, for a few years first, for the first few years, I'm going to oh, sorry, my notifications are still going on. I don't know. I must have given them special permission to just bypass every airplane mode or do not disturb that I put on. I've lost track. Yeah, so I do like to keep my live shows up, right? So, and I like people to see the conversations because again, people come in at their own leisure to come in. And some people, this is part of their routine every week now, right? And I don't know why, because we are a silly group, aren't we? A silly group. I always figure we're kind of relatable to, like, what do you call that? The misfit toys of Christmas Land. What was it called, you guys, from Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer? Island of Misfit Toys. Wasn't it? Wasn't that was kind of right? And this is kind of how I think. Oh, my cat. Oh, she'll come if I call her. Meatball. That's her name. Meatball. She always comes. She never does not come when I call her. It doesn't matter. Come here, baby. I know how to get her. She likes the treats, right? She doesn't eat a lot. But I shake that bag and off she comes. But hello, baby. Hi, come here. Come here. Oh, turn around. This is my cat Meatball. Isn't she big? She is one. Look how big she is. She doesn't have an ear. She got caught in a farm field last year, and she got frostbite, so she lost her tail. I know she's huge. She doesn't even eat that much. I buy one of these, but this bag will last at least 2 months, 2 or 3 months, this bag. And she doesn't eat any wet cat food at all. She only eats dry cat food, and I only fill that bowl up once a day. And other than that, she just drinks water. But it's her metabolism. And I think it's also an indicator for me too, right? Because when people are overweight, they just say, well, you got to diet, you got to exercise. But sometimes that's not a case. Yes, she's a house cat, but of all the cats, and I've had a few cats in my lifetime, of all my cats, she eats less food than any of them ever did. And she's probably twice the size of any of my cats. So genetics for sure, 100% plays a role. It's not right. It's just not somebody's fat and lazy because they just sit and do nothing and eat. It partly is genetics, right? 32-ounce container. I don't know what three indoor cats. Oh, you know what? I love my cat Meatball, but if I had a bigger place, right, I would definitely bring on another cat. 100%. When I got this cat, I excuse me, when I got this cat, I actually wanted a kitten because I had this plant. Oh my goodness. This is how crazy I was, you guys, because I was actually serious about this. I was going to buy a mountain bike and I was going to attach one of those baby carriers, those ones with the covers on it with the big wheels. And I was going to put all my camping gear instead of putting a baby in there. I was going to put all my camping gear and everything in there. And then I was going to ride my bike across Canada. I was going to pick a charity and I was going to ride my bike across Canada. And I was serious. I had so many. I make notes in these books. I buy these all the time. I go through one a week. I just filled the last page up today. And I actually even used the back of the book too. But yeah, I take notes all day long, right? All day long I take notes. And then when the book is full, I put it in a binder, and then I start a new one, right? But I had an entire book, and it was totally dedicated to the trip I was planning to ride a bike across Canada. It would have been a lot of fun, but I would have gotten caught in winter 100%. And I don't think I'm very good at marketing. I really don't, right? Because how would I drum up that interest? How would I drum up publicity in order for people to help to donate to whatever charity? I can't remember. I had a few charities in mind. I can't remember. I think one was a water charity. One was a homeless charity, because obviously the situation that I had come so close. And if you haven't been with me for a very long time, I almost ended up homeless a year ago, right? Through my own determination, my own fed up with my doings and my handiwork in my own life, that I took control of the reins and I made some big changes in my life. And I think I totally, again, would not be sitting here right now if I hadn't made some of those difficult choices and stuck to them over the past couple of years, right? Very grateful. I could also say that, this span of the virus, right, these past couple of years, it did me a great deal of good, to tell you the truth, right? Because I was coming out of addiction to those gambling machines, to those video lottery terminals. It's how I relaxed. It's how I, right? It's how I unwound. But they were so dangerous for me because I was gambling all my money away, and I've been doing it for a long, long time. And it was a way for me to socialize without truly socializing. You're out in public, but you're really not interacting with real people. Of course, they're all around you, but the only thing you're interacting with was the machine, right? But with these past couple of years and what's been going on, those places were closed. It was difficult for me if I wanted to go do that stuff, that it was just easier for me just to concentrate on my brand. And on top of that, doing my YouTube gave me a better habit to concentrate. So that span that I would have spent playing on those machines, I contributed back into working my brand, right? And it saved me. It saved me. I would still be a gambler. I haven't gambled. I haven't so much as bought lottery tickets in over 2 years now, right? Yeah, it's been over 2 years since I've done any gambling, and I could actually say that it would have been difficult because it didn't give me a choice. I had no choice. I couldn't play those machines. I guess I could have played online, but I had made that conscious choice that this was something I was going to give up. It wasn't good for me, and at the same time, all that time that I was spending on those machines, I was able to put it into my brand, and I think I actually saved my brand. My brand pivoted and turned into a little something different, right? But different is okay. Different is definitely okay. And it's still fun, and I'm still here, and I still have you guys after all these years. Absolutely grateful, absolutely amazed that you still hang out with me, especially when the content gets really different. But we're working on it, right? Because this is my journey, and I know you guys are going to cheer for me big time when I get that car and we're back on the road, right? We are getting back on the road this spring, you guys. There is no question. With that pension coming in and my income tax return, there is no excuses. We are going to be back on the road. And we're going out Arkansas next fall, you guys. That's going to be fun. I'm going to do so many different mining and rock hounding. I'm going to go to so many. I'm maybe going to try and get a couple of live events or a couple of workshops in. I'm going to see if I can do some historical sites, maybe some museums. That would be nice, right? And just really make it a fabulous time. I'm going to try and take 2 weeks off next September. It's going to be absolutely wonderful. Yeah, so Arkansas for sure this fall. And because I said that, I committed to it. And you guys know, when I set goals, what does Cindy do? Cindy accomplishes her goals. The moment she commits to it, she's committed to it. and it happens, and there's no question. So yeah, we are going to Arkansas, but yeah, we gotta get the car first, and we're working on that, you guys, and I'm gonna do it on my own, 100%. Okay, let's see what you guys are yapping about. I agree with you, Andrew, about cats and dogs being a different bit of a relationship. I think dogs are very intelligent. I think dogs can connect emotionally to their humans, right? But at the same time, dogs shed a lot. Dogs stink. Dogs don't clean themselves. Dogs can be a big responsibility. You have to take them out for walks constantly. And Cindy likes her walks. That's not a problem. But because of Cindy's unstable housing, I couldn't be left in a position where I couldn't take my dog. That's not fair to the dog, right? What are you doing? You're recycling your dog from one family to the next. Like if you take on an animal, that animal is yours for life. This is how I see it. I know sometimes it's not always possible to keep your dog, for its whole life, but that dog's invested in you as much as you've invested in it. And even though I have a cat, I'm committed to my cat, right? And I know that if I lose this place, right, I won't be able to afford a house. I'd most likely get into an apartment, but I have a better chance at taking my cat with me. With dog, wouldn't it? It would be difficult for me. If I had a dog, I wouldn't have been able to get into this place. My sister has a dog, but she was kind of sneaky about it. She said it was really, really old. And my mother, she came up with some kind of story, I'm sure, right? So, and I remember people saying, oh, she got grandfathered in. But no, she just wrangled her way in and she got to keep her dog, right? After her marriage. But, it's hard when you live in an apartment, right? I'm sure she paid a damage deposit because lots of times you could give pet deposits, right? In order to keep your animals with you, right? Yeah, it's a miracle. It's a miracle. That's why I say that there's some good things happened over the past couple of years. It wasn't all negative. I needed that helping hand when it came to me coming off those VLTs. I can honestly say now, no matter what circumstance I ever get in, no matter how poor I am, however last chance and hopeful, like maybe, right? You put all your hope and wishes into something. Or even if I do become rich and have an abundance of money, right? I will never, ever, ever touch those machines again. And that's 100%. I won't even touch them. I got lottery tickets for my birthday and I just gave them to my sister. I won't even do lottery tickets. I felt guilty when I won all my Buddhas at the Chinese auction, right? At my work. We put on a window in the thrift shop that we work at because sometimes we get antiques and collectibles and stuff. And this is where I got my Buddha collection because they had a silent auction and I bid on the Buddhas, right? And I won the Buddhas, but I felt guilty afterwards because afterwards I gave it some thought and I said, oh, that's kind of like gambling, right? When you do that. But I'm not going to look at it that way because I have put so much work into staying off of those machines. And I truly believe that I won't gamble ever again. It's not in me. The only reason I did gamble was because it was something my father loved to do. And it was a way for me to connect with my father, I think, after he passed. So I just kind of took on some of these traits that belonged to my dad. And they didn't belong to me. They truly didn't. I just wanted to feel connected, right? And especially, it was stressful. I was just newly into relationship. I was all messed up in the head. It was a coping mechanism, right? It was a coping mechanism for me, right? Yeah. Wow. Mary Kay, that sounds awful. Blackmailing. I know I have to be around somebody who stole from me, and it drives me crazy just to even look at this person, right? Yeah. And they just outright stole from me. And it's almost like a gloat in my face. And I just, and I mentioned it to the proper people, but it didn't make any difference, and yet I have to see this person all the time, right? But thank goodness it's not a legal dispute or anything, but it does break my heart, right? Because you've invested, like I'm sure you invested in that relationship with that ex, even if it didn't work out and stuff. You invested, you trusted, right? And that's what makes it so we when we get betrayed like that, we put our walls up, and then the next person who comes into our life has to do flips and cartwheels, and right, and has to work 10 times harder to get close to you because we get betrayed and we get hurt and we end up putting up these walls, right? Yeah, I know all about that. Oh, that's crappy. And that's true. You just got to trust that everything's going to be okay. I say that all the time when things get hard, when things get to be a struggle, I start to stress out about things. Even in the moment, I go, oh, I'm going to get pooped for that. And I go, and then I'll just right away, I'll go, it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. And it's going to be okay. And then it's okay. And then something, right? Something resolves itself. It's kind of like a little miracle, a little, what do you call that? Relief in the moment. Sometimes we need that. Sometimes, like the game throws wrenches into the engine, right? Just to teach us lessons. But you got this, Mary Kay, 100%. Don't invest a fortune. Sometimes, all you can do is say, I can be responsible for my actions, but I can't be responsible for anybody else's actions. And then just let the cards fall where they fall, right? We all have to bite it sometimes, and in the end sometimes it seems to be a little bit less of a struggle, right? Because you just kind of leave it up to whatever, just let it play out, right? But you too, William. I hope things pan out for you too. Aren't they amazing? They are truly amazing, guys. I'm very grateful to have them here with us on Sunday nights, 100%, right? And they have been with me for years and years and years, 100%. Oh, so it's coming from heartbreak, You know, Mary Kay, even with my separation, it was such a heartbreaking situation when I split from my husband. It was so spur of the moment. It happened on my birthday, too. It happened on my birthday. And, he went to work in the morning, kissed me, I love you. Off he went. And then he came home and he walked in the door, and I instantly knew something was up. And he looked at me and he just said, oh, I don't know if I want to be married anymore. And I just kind of went, what? And I went blank. It took me by such shock, right? I never ever asked him why or what it was, and I should have, because that left me with questions. It left me with guilt and shame. But I think it was a lot of things, right? My husband was 10 years younger than I was. He wasn't done partying. I was done partying, right? Uh, I think a lot of it might have been the fact that we had different interests. My husband drank a little bit more than he should have. Maybe not all the time. There were lots of times when he didn't drink, but I think there were times that he knew he was partying too much. And then he was hanging out with the bikers. He was hanging out with bikers. And then with me, I was hanging out with those video lottery terminals, right? So We weren't growing together, we were growing apart. But I don't remember the bad times. When I talk about my husband, right? I only reminisce. I only think of the good times, and I'm sure there were some poopy times. I'm sure there were some things, but when you end relationships, you should always end them on a good note, because it could have been the most amazing relationship ever, but there was one thing that just ate at you, that just yanked on you every time. It just irritated you, right? So sometimes you do have to separate. Sometimes you do have to break up. But sometimes we grow up too. And when you leave the doors open, and if you leave in good terms, and right, you remember the good times, the time that you invested, because that is, if you had gone out, if you had gotten to the point where you were engaged already and thinking about getting married, you know that you had invested into that relationship already, right? So you, each of you should have honored that, and it's unfortunate that he did that, because any good memory that you could have held on to for the rest of your life, when you thought of him, it's going to be tarnished now. It's going to be tarnished now, right? Because he's turned it into something not nice, right? When he could have ended it with I just want you to be happy, right? I just want you to be happy, and if things change, right? I want you to know that you can always come and talk to me. And then the doors are open, right? But he can change now, and it's not going to do him any good, because he's crossed that boundary of yours, right? You let that wall down for him, and he used it against you, right? And now he's gone for the heartbreak, and he's maybe going to go for the pocketbook, and yeah, let's come off that subject, dear. You've had a rough day, right? We don't talk about this stuff. But again, if you ever want to talk, Mary Kay, right? If you ever want to talk to me, this is exactly the kind of stuff that I delve into on my Instagram, right? The mindset and the mindfulness, and working through problems, and moving forward, and evolution, and positivity mindset, right? Well, you know about the positivity, right? But that optimism that you're always complimenting me on, right? And that all comes from the lessons that I take, and that's specifically, those lessons are to help people go through their own stuff, right? Because purpose comes from your pain. I was taught that, right? So that's why I delved into my pain, so I could just kind of find some of those answers and some of those solutions, not just for myself, but for other people that might go through the exact same thing, right? And so that it doesn't take them as long as it took me, right? Because I've been at this a long time now. If you pop into my Instagram, you could just pop in there. I'll just DM it to you. It's hard for me to do it here without giving it to everybody. I don't think, can I message? Let me just see if I can private message. No, it won't let me private message you. I can come into your brand maybe later and do that. But I'll have to see. Let me just open up another window and see if I can quickly. Yeah, it won't let me come in here. I can only do it here, right? But you can also hide your comment from others if you want to leave it here in the message. Just don't send it until you know you've checked that box that said hide, right? And then that way I'll be the only one to see it, right? And then I can quickly jot it down, and then I can contact you, Mary Kay, because I would love to have conversations with you. This is how each one of us moves forward, right? This is how each one of us, works on those things that stop us from moving forward. And it does take a community, and that's 100%. It does take a community quite often, and especially now. Oh my goodness. There, have you seen I don't know what it's like in the States when you go into the grocery store, but here in Canada, It's incredible how the pricing has gone up on just dry goods, right? And how difficult it is. Yeah, that would be the best way to do it. Yeah, that's how I learned that I could do that. And that was how I was able to collect the emails. But, YouTube, they like to protect everybody here, right? So we have to be creative in the way that we connect. But somehow I've got everybody. I've got Owen's email. I got Dave's email. I got Nancy's email. I've got Andrew's email. I got William. William messages me and DMs me almost every day or every couple of days on Instagram. So we have little short conversations, just checking up on each other and everything. I didn't realize, William, that you were having difficulties too. But of course, you William knows that he can DM me and we can have these conversations. Let me know if anybody else is having difficulty with the sound right now. Everything seems okay on my end. I see my stream is running okay here. It's a little bit low, but it's seems to be running okay. Oh, it is, eh? Hmm. Yeah, I'm going to start doing some stockpiling, I think. I think I'm going to start doing some stockpiling of some dry goods, get some pastas, get some rice. Coffee's going to be hugely expensive, especially when it comes up here by ship and stuff. So I expect that the price of coffee is going to go up. I'm going to start keeping my eye open for those really good sales. Price of meat is crazy, but I did manage to get good pricing on a little pork roast this week and a little bit of stewing beef. I had a stew earlier this week. It was absolutely lovely. It was the longest. It was like a year since I've had stew, and I've just really enjoyed it. Yeah, I didn't put any potatoes in. I'm trying to watch my carbohydrates, and I've actually just banned myself from the bakery. I haven't gone to the grocery store since I banned myself from the bakery. So we're going to see how well I do. I know it takes time. I know I have to build the habit up, but I have eliminated things that weren't good for me out of my life. And I know it does help because I know I've eliminated bread. I know I've eliminated candy, and I haven't eaten candy in 10 years. And I still don't eat candy except at Christmas time when my sister sabotaged my diet with quality street chocolates. Oh, Sharon's here. Hi, Sharon. What's everybody's favorite chocolates? Here in Canada, quality street chocolates are very popular at Christmas. Here in Manitoba, we love our Purdy chocolates and we love our Laura Secord. Do they have Laura Secord in the States? They do chocolate out there. Mary Kay hasn't seen any of my exploring videos. Have you seen any of my exploring videos, Mary Kay? You should go into my YouTube channel, into my playlist, into the playlist, and go look at some of my abandoned churches, some of my one-room schoolhouses. Oh, some of those Ukrainian churches, so wonderful. Some of those abandoned farms that I did when I was walking through the farm fields and everything. I'm going to do a forest walk, not tomorrow, but maybe the next day. I'm going to go up to Assiniboine Forest, and we're going to do a walk, and I'm going to do a video. Oh, but also when I came in live tonight, I was telling you guys that I downloaded my live show from Instagram today, and I'm going to share it to my YouTube. It is mindset and mindfulness. I know you guys won't mind it because we're used to Cindy changing, right? And everybody knows that I've changed a lot over the past couple of years. So you have a better understanding of what I'm doing on mindset. or on my Instagram when I'm sharing my mindset and I'm sharing my journey, right? And practicing mindfulness, right? Because it is in our interactions 100% that we move forward, right? This is my community here on YouTube, right? This is my network, is you guys, right? This Sunday night that we share together every week. Oh, do you really? Oh, Mary Kay, you're so sweet. Oh, cherry cordials. Oh, Nancy, I love those. Oh, and they're so ooey gooey, 100%. Oh, fruit and honey. That sounds really good, Andrew. Chocolate mint brittle. Yummy. You know what? Here in Canada, we have the Aero bar, but they make a mint Aero bar. I really love the mint Aero bar. I haven't had one in 10 years for a long time, but I love those. But the Big Turks, do you have Big Turks in the States? I love the Big Turks. They're jellies and then they're covered in milk chocolate. Yum, those are really good. But also, when I was in the States, I had a candy bar. It was called a mallow bar. It was like marshmallow. It was almost like a peanut butter cup, but instead of peanut butter cup in the inside, it was ooey gooey marshmallow. Oh my goodness, they were so. Go to the States again. I'm going to buy some. I'm going to make that trip. I can eat as much candy as I want when I go to the States. And if any one of you, like you guys want to do a candy exchange, right? I'll send a little box of Canadian candy and you can send me a little box of American candy or whatever country you are of little treats and stuff. And we can I'll eat them during a live show, right? It'll be like a special event where Cindy eats candy. Ooh, giving myself permission to break my own rule. That isn't a good thing. 100% that isn't a good thing. But yeah, I do love chocolate. It's been a long time, right? Aw, isn't that nice? I love how you guys have support each other like that. Coupons, Andrew. You really are going all out now with the thrifting, aren't you? And minimizing in your life. You sound like you're starting to have some fun with that. You're starting to be creative in the different ways that you can minimalize and thrift in your life. I think that's pretty amazing. I thrift a lot. I don't buy new clothing anymore. Actually, I don't buy too much new except for my groceries. And if I spend a little bit at Dollarama and stuff, when I want to get things inexpensively, right? But for the most part, I will never buy any clothing item again brand new. It has to be a gift or it has to be secondhand. And that was a promise that I've made to myself. And I haven't bought any new clothes in over a year now. Over a year now. And I've got some beautiful, beautiful outfits now. I really, really love my wardrobe that I have now. Yeah, very, very grateful and it was funny because I really thought about going to work in a thrift store. I thought it was beneath me. I really did. And it turned out just to be so much fun. The customers are so sweet. I have an amazing boss. For the most part, I work with amazing people, right? There's a stinker everywhere, right? And they always seem to find me. And again, these are always opportunities to change, right? And find those weaknesses in myself where I could actually be a better person, right? And not have these struggles when it comes to relationships. But I also understand that not everybody is going to get us, right? That I am a little bit different, right? And I take a special kind, and I'm okay because I look at the people that hang out with me. I listen to the conversations and the kindnesses that are shared amongst the comments and stuff. And there is no question in my mind that I am with good people, right? I am exactly where I'm supposed to be 100%. But that's really nice to hear, Mary Kay, that you do watch my explore videos, right? That Thunder Bay was lots of fun. I've got some good memories of that trip. And I have lots and lots of footage, lots of clips and stuff, but I'm having difficulties putting them together. Now I did make a video today from my Instagram. I'm going to send it up there, and but I'll see when I post it if it's watchable, and if it is, then what I'll do is I'll use that app, and I'll splice clips together so you guys can actually see some of the explorers that I do, because I still get out and I still get in touch with Mother Nature. I do, but they're not long form content. They're just little posts, Mother Nature posts, right? Things that I do to reconnect with Mother Nature. But I am planning on going up to the forest for a walk. We'll have a discussion there. I did download my Instagram live today, and I will share that tomorrow. I also have my founding story. I didn't want to do it because it was the anniversary of my mother passing away. Remembrance Day was this past Sunday, and it was a anniversary of my mother passing on 11/11. So I didn't want to be disrespectful to that, just in case somebody I knew or one of my family members, right? It's not a matter of me being afraid to share that content. It's just me being mindful that it might be hurtful to have negative memories pulled up on a day when people are sad and missing and having fond memories of somebody else. So I said later on in the week that I would post this video. Now, this might be a little bit of a tearjerker. I haven't watched it in over a year. It was a founding story, and it was part of the inclusion in the workshop that I went to in Toronto when I went to Evan Carmichael's Thought Leadership Academy. They did my founding story for me, but because of the relationships, the fragile relationship that I had with my sister, and the fact that I didn't want to hurt them, right? I didn't want to air dirty laundry. But at the same time, I got to understand that, you know, somebody out there needs to hear these messages sometimes that I have to put out there, and it is difficult, and sometimes we do hurt people that we don't mean to, but I think in the long run, if it just helps one person through their own difficulties, right, it's got to be worth it 100%, right? It doesn't hurt my mother actually would benefit from this because I'd be taking care of that little bit of karma for her, right? Because she's not here to make up for whatever wrong was done in her life, whether she knew she was doing it wrong or not. It was still negative in its tones towards me or towards the situation or towards even herself, right? But this is just a little bit away. I think it's part of my healing, but at the same time, like I said, I don't know who needs to hear this message. So you're going to watch some strange content, okay? So it's not going to be really optimistic, but it's going to be true, it's going to be genuine, and it may help somebody out there. And if you guys have something to say on the topic, I would love to have your input on it. I know some of you guys have had traumatic experiences in your own lives that you've had to work through, right? And I've spent a lot of time in the past couple of years working through a lot of those childhood issues that I had, some of those limiting beliefs that I had. And watching that video, I know that I would have realized that things change, right? And that I've changed. And maybe I don't really believe, uh, I believe, but maybe I look at it differently now. And now maybe if I watch this video again, this founding story that they put together because it's a bit of a tearjerker, right? But it was meant to be helpful to others who might have been going through their own traumatic experiences. And it was just, again, part of me sharing the journey. But after that, we'll put up a nice walking the trail, walk with me, Cindy video, maybe connect with Mother Nature again, realizing that in the spring we're going out of that car, we're going to be back on the road. We have our Sunday night get togethers. There is optimism and there is joy, but there is moving forward. There's a lot of us moving forward, and it's so wonderful to be actually able to move forward with all of you guys 100%. Yeah, see, and again, that's something that I could help with, right? This is what I work with in coping mechanism, and hoarding is a coping mechanism, Mary Kay, and it's what people do to settle their systems down. And usually what that happens is it's got tied in with the memories, right? It's tied into the relationships, because you'll find when somebody passes, usually a spouse, right, or a child or something, you'll find that people are reluctant to let go of the memories, the good memories, the fond memories, right? They're afraid that they're going to forget, and they hold on to things, right? They tend to hold on to things. I think I would be very beneficial, because hoarding is a very difficult coping mechanism to overcome 100%. It could be absolutely re-traumatizing, right? Because the first thing you got to do when you're getting over something like that is you got to clean house. You literally have to clean house, and you have to traumatize yourself by getting rid of all that, all those memories, all those things that you put so much precious time and effort into collecting and to take what you think of taking care of. But after a while, it just goes piled on top of each other until it's just overpowering, right? Until it just actually becomes a rotting mess in itself, right? But we all have, just like Cindy with the video lottery terminals, right? You know, we all have things that we do to help cope with our problems, with our struggles, with our worries, with our stresses, with our anxieties. But yeah, we work through it. We try, we learn, right? And it's a process, 100%. I've been at this now for a few years now. And right, I made lots of mistakes along the way, but I made some lots of realizations too at the same time. So even though I'm late to the party, I'm here. So in the end, that's all that counts. And I just got to be grateful. And then I just have to forgive and understand that I can only be responsible for my own actions and not the actions of other people. And for those of you, right, are going through those struggles with exes and idiots and people who don't care, right? I would just concentrate on yourself, knowing that you're a good person, and that, yeah, if you just concentrate on what you bring to the table and try not to worry about other people, because we got no control over them. And if they think they got your attention, they'll carry on. They'll keep playing those games, right? I just like, right, just let them go, but try and let them go in a way that makes it so it's open. If they should make a change, right, that they can reintroduce themselves into your life, and maybe they'll get another chance. Maybe they won't. Maybe there's a good chance that they won't get another chance, but they'll get a chance at the very least to say, I'm really sorry. I was a really idiot, and I just wanted to pop by and see how you were doing and let you know that I was thinking of you. And then maybe you can let go of the hurts and the pains and the pinches that people, right? Because people can be nasty when people get their feelings hurt, when people get rejected. They do stupid stuff, right? Like even me, when me and my husband split up, I was pulled out of the civilian community when I met my husband and went right into the military community. All my friends were in the military. And when me and my husband split up, I didn't want to be by myself, right? So I started dating within that community. That must have been so hurtful to my husband, right? That I was maybe seeing his friends or what have you. And I never rubbed it in his face. At least that wasn't my intent to do that, but maybe it was, right? Now I pulled myself out of that community just because I realized that it was hurtful, right? But again, it wasn't my intent. But I course corrected when I could, right? And then in the end, I was able to walk away from that relationship with good memories. And I can only say good things about my marriage. And that's the truth. I can only say good things about my marriage. It lasted for 8 years. It was 8 of the best years of my entire life. And that's the truth too, right? But if he was spiteful, or if I had become spiteful, right? If I had, had my hurt feelings, and my feelings were hurt, I was heartbroken. I went straight into the trauma. My walls came right up to the point where I'm still single right now after being separated from my husband for over 20 years, right? That's how badly it impacted me, right? I'm coming out of that now. I don't know if I'll go into another relationship. Again, I'll be cautious, right? Because those walls are still there. But I leave myself open, right? Knowing that things come into my life for a reason, and I leave myself open because I understand that there are possibilities out there that I don't understand, right? That I know that I have chords with other people and other situations that have to be played out in some manner, right? Or ended in some manner. I understand that too. But I leave myself open, knowing maybe not. But either way, I'm good. I'm really am good because again, it's my mindset and my mindfulness, right? Understanding that I don't have all the answers and I can just make the best life for myself as I'm living it, right? Understanding that there'll be opportunities to have good times and there'll be opportunities. Well, it's not opportunities. Sometimes things will come into my life that will be an obstacle or just shut me down completely. But in those moments, I'm just going to have to ride the waves, right? Adapt and conquer and smile as much as I can through the process, right? We smile through our struggles because when you smile through your struggles, it gives somebody else the optimism that maybe they could do the same. Maybe it's not so bad, right? And again, Mary Kay would know this from the emergency room, right? From, when things get hairy, scary, right? And that you keep your cool, you keep your calmness, and then the patient can feel how calm you are. And then it settles their nerves, right? Because that stress can be a killer, 100%. That stress can be a killer. Yes, we've seen your suits, William. We've seen he changes his thumbnail. William changes his thumbnail all the time. He's wearing a fancy suit, and every if you look at his thumbnail, I'm sure in this one he's wearing a different suit. But he's had lots of thumbnails. I've seen lots of his suits, so I can vouch for William and his closet full of clothes. Yeah, well, I did the roommate thing too, Andrew. I did that for years in my early 20s and my late 20s. I did the roommate thing. It was difficult because also I was very possessive because my boundaries were always crossed throughout my entire life. So, when people go into my bedroom or touch my things or borrow my things or use my things, I would be very possessive that way. And yeah, so I found it very difficult to live with roommates, but I had some amazing roommates. I had some amazing friends and some amazing parties. Oh my goodness, amazing adventures. Remember one house, oh, we just totally trashed it. And that was right. I wasn't the Cindy that I am now, right? But we were partiers. And I remember the landlord coming to check on us because they got complaints. And I actually was physically holding the door up because it'd fallen off its hinge. I'm standing there with the door open, holding it with all my might while I'm standing there talking to the landlord, right? Oh my goodness, that was just crazy. We had so many people living in that house, and it was just supposed to be me and my girlfriend, and then just eventually just everybody started moving in. Oh, it was crazy town, 100%. But I loved that group to death, right? And we were all empaths, and we all contributed in our own ways to the strength of that group. And that group stuck around with each other for years and years and years. And we had a lot of good times, a lot of good memories. And through the difficult times, we held each other up, right? I would think that in the next life it'll be even easier, and hopefully I could do a better job with my friends than I did this past time, right? Oh, Mary Kay, that's so that's that makes me sad to say that, because when you cry, I know it's not the stress, because I bet you're very good at your job. I bet you're just absolutely amazing, because you're an absolute sweetheart here. But when you give it yourselves, right? And at the same time you're absorbing the feelings of others, and then when you're just pounded by other people's traumas constantly, I could see how it's overwhelming for you. I could see how it would be overwhelming for you. You have, right? It's I have so many caregivers here. Like it's a free pass for all of you guys for the service that you provide to everybody. But sometimes we look at the hands that are giving to us, and sometimes we just bite those hands off. Sometimes we just look at people with expectations, right? And not get so much as a thank you for what we contribute to the betterment of others, right? I'm sad to hear that you do that, but it doesn't surprise me, Mary Kay. It doesn't surprise me that happens, right? And especially when you have sources outside of your life and your personal life kind of pounding you at the same time, right? Again, it makes me very honored and very privileged, right? Very grateful that you spend Sundays with us, that you kind of unwind and keep company with us, right? That you give us that time and energy, and hopefully we're good for you, right? Hopefully we contribute to that calm system and not the hairy scary. 100%. I really hope that. Let's take a look at some of these comments before we start calling in night people. I can't believe how an hour and a half just kind of just flies by. Every Sunday it's just like we get rambling and stuff, and then the next thing you know, I look at the clock and go, are you kidding me? We're coming up on 9 o'clock already. While here in Winnipeg, Manitoba, it's 9 p.m. You guys, can you shout just not where you're from, but what time it is where you are right now, because I really want to take a test to see if it's an appropriate time for me to do my lives. If it's late at night, if you guys got work in the morning, right? If it's earlier in the evening, or if I'm catching you at dinner time, right? Maybe you even have a different season. I know I do have people from Nigeria, and I have people from Australia who follow my content, right? And there it's winter, or is it winter? It's summertime there when we have winter. And then when we have summer, they have winter, right? So it can even be different seasons. But here in Winnipeg, Manitoba, right now, we're going on 2 minutes to 9 at night. We are central central daylight savings time. But we are central time here in Winnipeg, and it is 9 p.m. Oh, so the same time in Kansas as it is here in Winnipeg. Oh, it's early for Nancy. I know it would be early for Nancy, but I didn't realize it was 2 hours earlier. That's good. So you have probably a couple hours before you go to bed, Nancy. Oh, it's 10 o'clock. So this is a good time, Owen, for you to call it a night, for you to start. So this on Sunday nights, this is your routine to start unwinding for the evening. Is this how you use the lives here, Owen? Because I would think if it was around 10 o'clock for me, I would use it to kind of unwind for my evening. I would be in like my pajamas and I would sit and hang out with you guys, maybe have a cup of coffee and then maybe get ready for bed, right? Oh, that's nice of you to say. It's nice that you think that way, Owen. I think we have an amazing crew here. I think 100% we have an amazing crew here. Yes, send prayers out to William and Mary Kay 100%. I know Andrew will be on that 100%. If you could throw me a good cheer too, Andrew, right? I send lots of love and light all to every single one of you guys. You guys are you're so precious to me, right? You keep me going. You're my inspiration. You're my muses, right? In sharing my journey, in showing up, right? Because I know you guys expect me here to be on Sunday. If I didn't show up on Sunday, you can better believe it that when I check my emails, I would have a good dozen emails of, where are you, Cindy? What's going on? What's happened? You didn't show up last night. I would hear about it for sure. But I didn't go to that mineral. Tonight was the night that they were having that mineral society for the mining, but he didn't email me to give me the address, right? I knew it was in a Legion on Portage Avenue. Here's a Legion is where vets go, and it's kind of like a bar, but it's for vets. But yeah. Thank you so much, dear. Thank you so much. Everybody. Yeah, my meatball. She talks. She's a pretty good talker. She just lay on the bench. She'll just meow at me until I come over and lay with her for a little bit and pet with her. And tonight when I go to bed, yeah, her will be in my face for sure. She's got her own pillow and she likes to get right up there. Yeah, 100%. I don't know how many times I've woken up to her bum in my face. 100%. Everybody, I hope you have a good week. And like I said, if you want to talk, you can come and DM me. It's direct message, right? You can just message me, leave me your email. Nobody will see it, right? Nobody will see it. And that way I can send out Christmas cards because I would so much like to get Christmas cards out to you guys. 100%. I will be picking up those cards at work. Maybe I'll do that on Wednesday. I'll make a note to pick up my Christmas cards, and I'll get those all ready so that on payday we can get those mailed out, because who knows how long it's going to take to get those cards right out to everybody. And don't forget, I don't know if you were here last Christmas, but we do a Christmas Eve party every year on Christmas Eve, Mary Kay. And I know most people that are in the live right now, they join on Christmas Eve, but I just wanted to make sure that everybody knows, anybody who pops into the live later on, uh, that December 24th at 7 p.m., we can go for 3 hours on Christmas Eve and we just hang out. You guys get to watch me eat mincemeat pie because my sister will bake me a mincemeat pie for sure. And I'll be opening up my Christmas stocking, right? I'm even doing my Christmas shopping this year secondhand. I'm not buying new, right? Well, I'm buying new. Everything's new with tags, but I'm getting it all thrifty and all secondhand, and I'm getting amazing gifts for my family. Okay, everybody, that's it for tonight. We'll see each other next Sunday. And again, like I said, if you want to get a hold of me, just contact me through my Instagram. You can message me anytime. I'm available for the next couple of days. If you want to do a Zoom call with me and just have a private conversation, oh my goodness, I would so enjoy that. I really, honestly would, you guys. Okay, everybody. That's it. Have a great night. Have a great week. And we'll see you next Sunday. Bye-bye.